Hey hamsters, it's time to take a fun spin on the wheel. In this academy, we will be looking at US former and President-elect Donald Trump's relationship with crypto, which has been kind of a ride. Today we are rolling through every twist and turn of his crypto promises. Here's our rundown on what Trump said and promised about crypto. But before we nibble into the sunflower seeds, it is worth noting that these promises do hold some weight. With Donald Trump's return to the White House, many have been quick to note this positive development for crypto regulation as a whole. A look at prices shows that these promises have lifted Bitcoin to an all-time high of over $93,000. Whoa! So, even if the promises have seemed a bit sporadic, their impact should not be taken lightly. Now, let's dive in. Not a fan. Imagine a hamster sitting proudly atop its wheel, looking down and declaring, "This is the best spot, and nothing will beat it." That's exactly the stance Trump took in 2019 when he addressed Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. He boldly criticized them on, at the time, Twitter. "I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air." He even went so far as to add, "Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity." But for context, his tweet did go into focus on LibraCoin, a new crypto that was set to launch at the beginning of 2020. And of course, this paralleled Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's comments about the same coin.
Coincidence? I think not!
The three-part thread concluded with, "We have only one real currency in the US, and it is stronger than ever, both dependable and reliable. It is by far the most dominant currency anywhere in the world, and it will always stay that way. It is called the United States dollar." And here we have it, a promise from Trump himself that nothing would top the US dollar. Bitcoin seems like a scam. Second on the list was a quote from after he had left the White House. June 2021, when the former US president told Fox Business that he saw Bitcoin as a scam.
It's a scam.
Adding on, "I don't like it because it's another currency competing against the dollar." Keep in mind, this came after the price of Bitcoin was on the decline, with no sign of recovery, a repercussion of China banning banks and payment firms from providing crypto-related services. This statement concluded with, "I think they should regulate them very, very high." While his promise for a strong US dollar had not changed, a new promise, that of stronger regulation, was introduced. No crypto crackdown. In March 2024, another promise was made that if elected president again, his administration would not crack down on the use of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies through regulatory authority. The change in stance from a traditionalist president who used to say, "I want one currency, I want the dollar, I don't want people living the dollar," has slightly adjusted his viewpoint following the launch of his Trump-branded sneakers.
Whoa, Trump never surrenders?
In his words, "I noticed that so many of them were paid for this new currency, aka Bitcoin, and I couldn't believe the amount." At the same time, he had also been asked if he himself had bought any Bitcoin. At this point in time, he replied, No, but I sometimes let people pay through Bitcoin." Fast forwarding a little bit, we arrive at July 2024 in Nashville when Trump says, "Never sell your Bitcoin." Context. The biggest Bitcoin conference of the year, Nashville, Tennessee, July 2024. The former president brands himself as the pro-crypto candidate, stating that if he returned to the White House, he would guarantee the federal government wouldn't sell off its Bitcoin. He was quoted saying, "For too long, our government has violated the cardinal rule that every Bitcoiner knows by heart. Never sell your Bitcoin."
Never sell your Bitcoin, right?
He pledged to maintain the Bitcoin holdings that the United States had collected from financial criminals. His promise, and we quote, "If I'm elected, it will be the policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the US government currently holds or acquires into the future." This runs in contrast to the current actions of the US Marshal Service, which regularly actions of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies held by the country, including Ethereum and Litecoin, which typically causes downward pressure on prices, as the finance people know. At the same time, while making these claims, the now elected president did stop himself from proposing a formal Federal Reserve of the digital currency. Bitcoin must all be made in the USA. In June 2024, Donald Trump sat down with a number of powerful Bitcoin mining executives in a tea room. After 4 hours in a tea room with Riot Platforms, CleanSpark, and TerraWolf, Marathon Digital Holdings, and Core Scientific, Trump took to Truth Social, a social media platform modeled closely after X, to share Biden hatred of Bitcoin only helps China, Russia, and the radical communist left. We want all the remaining Bitcoin to be made in the USA. It will help us be energy dominant. This sentiment continued to resurface, with Trump later being quoted as saying, "We will be creating so much electricity that you'll be saying, 'Please, please, President, we don't want any more electricity. We can't stand it.'"
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay?
Gary Gensler has to go. Trump was also quick to mention that if elected, he would remove Gary Gensler, the man leading the American government's crackdown on the cryptocurrency industry, and calling for more insight.
I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
Throughout his commission, it is worth noting that Gensler has brought more than 100 actions against crypto firms, also sharing his belief that much of the industry already belongs under its jurisdiction. Trump's promise to remove Gensler on day one of his presidency actually suggests a move to force the SEC to take a friendlier stance towards the industry. This promise was an interesting one, since Trump can't technically follow through without cause until the end of his term in 2026. But according to Barron's, new presidents traditionally appoint new SEC chair. The US will be the crypto capital of the planet. At a conference, Trump pledged to make the US the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, where the token will be mined.
The United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
Of course, his actions backed his words. Trump's campaigns went on to accept donations in cryptocurrency. At the same time, he launched World Liberty Financial, a new venture with family members to trade cryptocurrencies. And of course, in terms of regulation, Donald Trump has also made a promise of a Bitcoin and Crypto Presidential Advisory Council. He backed this up by sharing, "The rules will be written by people who love your industry, not hate your industry." This backs his statement about Senator Elizabeth Warren, who the crypto community continues to view as a threat. We've explored the bold claims, the missed marks, and the surprising pivots. But one thing is clear: anyone, even those with the strongest opinions, can change. Thanks for joining today's Academy. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, hamsters are power. One for all and all for one. Bye!